This summer was supposed to be about warmth, laughter, and long nights under the stars, but for some people it became a season of nightmares. And tonight I am taking you through 5 of the scariest true stories that actually happened in just the past few months. Stories so unsettling that they'll make you question whether you will ever feel safe in the same places again. Because first, there was the horrifying case in Florida where 15-year-old Summer Hinote and her friends were swimming in Pond Creek, laughing and splashing in the shallow water, when suddenly she felt something grab her leg with crushing force, and before she could react, she was dragged beneath the surface by a 10-foot alligator, its jaws clamped so tightly that she thought her bones would snap, and while her friends screamed from the shore, she fought for her life in the murky water, punching and kicking as the beast pulled her down. Until by some miracle it loosened its grip, and she managed to scramble back to the surface, bleeding but alive, leaving everyone shaken at the thought that something so monstrous could come out of nowhere on what was supposed to be an ordinary summer day. And while that story was terrifying enough, it was followed by another chilling event in South Carolina where a family on vacation rented what they thought was the perfect beach house, only to notice strange things happening almost immediately, with footsteps echoing from the attic at night, doors opening on their own, and food missing from the kitchen. Until one night, the father set up a camera, and the next morning nearly collapsed when he saw footage of a man creeping out of the attic, wandering through the living room, opening the fridge, and then retreating back upstairs while the entire family slept peacefully below. And when police searched the home, they found bedding, notebooks, and wrappers hidden in a crawl space, proof that a stranger had been secretly living above them the entire time, watching them while they dreamed, turning their relaxing vacation into a memory of pure dread. And as if that wasn't disturbing enough, Tennessee gave us another nightmare when a group of friends went camping deep in the woods, only to wake one morning and discover that one of their group was gone, his tent still zipped from the inside, his boots and backpack neatly arranged at the flap, no footprints leading away, no signs of struggle, nothing, just complete disappearance. And even though rangers, dogs, helicopters, and volunteers searched for days, not a single trace of him was ever recovered, with the only bizarre clue being his phone, which pinged a cell tower 50 miles away a week later before going completely dark again, leaving his friends forever haunted by the silence of that morning when one of their own seemed to simply vanish into thin air. And while that case remains unsolved, California drivers had their own brush with terror when one man cruising down a desert highway late at night spotted a pale figure standing motionless in the middle of the road, arms limp at his sides, forcing the driver to slam his brakes and swerve in terror, nearly crashing as his headlights washed over the stranger. But when he looked back, the road was empty. No one there, only smeared handprints on his windshield, as if something had dragged its palms across the glass while he drove. And though highway patrols searched the area, they found nothing, leaving the driver convinced that he had narrowly avoided hitting something, or someone, that wasn't supposed to be there. And to make things worse, New York teens dared each other to film inside a cemetery at night, only to hear whispers, footsteps, and the crunch of gravel. And while they laughed nervously, at first their laughter died when they replayed the footage later, and saw several dark figures moving silently between gravestones in the background, shadows they swore had not been there in person. And when one of them returned in daylight to prove it was fake, he found fresh footprints in the dew that started and stopped among the graves with no clear path, as though something had simply appeared and vanished again. And when paranormal investigators reviewed the clip, they admitted it was one of the most chilling, unexplained recordings of the summer, leaving the teens forever shaken. And when you put these 5 stories together, the girl dragged underwater by an alligator, the family stalked by a hidden attic intruder, the camper who disappeared without a trace, the phantom figure haunting a lonely desert highway, and the cemetery shadows caught on tape, you realize that the world doesn't need horror movies to scare us, because reality itself is often far more terrifying. And the scariest part is that these events happened in the same season we thought was supposed to be safe, joyful, and carefree. So the next time you dip into a river, check into a rental house, set up camp in the forest, drive a highway alone, or wander through a graveyard with friends, remember these stories and know that safety is never guaranteed. And if this scent shivers down your spine, then don't watch alone. Share it with a friend, hit like and subscribe for more true stories that will make you think twice before the lights go out.